Hi, my name is Eric Wilson, and I have a trumpet. And I'm going to make a whole series of videos on how to practice the trumpet in different ways. I'm going to be very detailed, and I'm going to help you to really understand the things that perhaps your teachers have been telling you, or that you've learned from other YouTube videos, and they're explained certainly, but they're not explained in a way that you specifically understand. So I'm going to be very detailed, and I'm going to make videos on how to increase range, how to increase accuracy, how to increase tone quality, and all things like that. But this particular video is about blowing. Because this is an instrument, it's called a brass instrument, but in reality it's a wind instrument because it's powered by wind, you know? So it's powered by a vibration made by wind. And so there's got to be steps involved in volume, and there has to be steps involved in range. The higher or the lower that you can play is directly based on a real formula that that measures pressure and resistance. And this is so easy to understand the way that I'm going to teach you right now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a C, and then I'm going to play a C. I'm going to take it down as low as I possibly can in volume. So that's about as quiet as I can play a C. And the amount of pressure that you need in air volume is very, very small at that point. So that would be the minimum amount of pressure and the minimum amount of resistance to play that note at all. And the volume is going to be very low. So if I play that really low, that's my minimum pressure. And then if I get louder and louder and louder, I'm pushing more air in, and it's being pushed in noticeable steps, because the ear can hear about 3 to 5 decibel differences. Then it'll notice that there's a difference. So with this difference, when you play, so you play super soft, and then you play a little bit louder so that you can hear it, oh, it got a little bit louder, and then you can hear it, oh, it got a little bit louder. Those are these specific steps that you need to make that note louder. So what's happening is you're pushing more, but your lips are opening to allow that volume of air to go through and make the instrument louder. With every difference that's noticeable to the ear, there's a specific step, and those are the exact steps that you need to take to make your range go up, to make the instrument play higher. But instead of you blowing more, these exact steps, and your lip is getting open to let the volume of air through, what you're doing is you're keeping your lips exactly the same. So I'm going to do that same thing, except I'm going to keep my lips the same, and watch what happens. Instead of going, that's a louder in volume, you can keep your lips the same, and it's not going to change the volume, but it's going to change the pitch. And the same thing happens on the trumpet. So if I got these steps down for volume, that was like 5 steps. And I keep my lips the same, I can go. And it doesn't feel like how you would think it would feel to go into the upper register. Now that's not the extreme upper register, that's just the, I would say, upper register. I ended on an E above high C over there. And I can go a touch higher, and I'm learning these things because I was a classical player for a long, long time. And now I'm learning how to play commercial music, so it's required for me to be able to slam out high notes at any given point in time. So that I've been learning this thing, and I've learned from Matt Golahan, I've learned from John Faddis and James Morrison, and several other fantastic lead players, Roger Ingram, different little things about increasing range. And this is probably the most tremendous single thing that I've learned about increasing your range on the trumpet, because it allows you to do it in a way where everything is relaxed. You don't feel like you're going to kill yourself. You don't feel like you got a headache now or you get lightheaded, because all you're doing is blowing louder, and you've got this concept in your mind that all you have to do is to keep your lips the same. And that's sort of a different story, how to keep your lips the same, because it has to still vibrate here, you know. So there's ways of making your face muscles keep your lips the same. You're not really chomping down when you play high notes, and you're not really stressed when you're playing high notes. It really feels the same. And if you watch guys like Rashawn Ross or even the little guy, I forgot his name, and so many of these lead players, Jim Manley, they play in a very relaxed style, and you think, like, how did they get to that? Because I'm chomping down to get to these high notes, but it's really all in understanding these steps. So this is an exercise that you can use to increase your range and to increase your accuracy and to let off some of that pressure that you might be feeling. Maybe your lips feel bad here, or maybe your teeth feel like you're pushing on your teeth. That's a problem that I had all these years playing classical music. When I would try to play super high notes for a long time, I could get them out, but it was because I was jamming the trumpet into my face, and my teeth would get to the point where they were actually, like, a couple times loose. Like I could shimmy my teeth. And now I can play all day long high notes. It doesn't matter, and I don't feel bad. I feel like around here is tight. And you just got to let that relax for like an hour, and then you can go right on ahead again. So this is the exercise that you have to do. Play a C, or any note, who cares, because this is all based on harmonics of the instrument. You could play any key combination, but just for simplicity, we're going to play a C. And play it as soft as you can till it goes away. Now that feeling, I don't care about the lips, because the lips are going to vibrate by themselves at this register. It doesn't matter. You just put the trumpet to your face and you blow, and they're going to vibrate. So whatever note you get, you play it as soft as you possibly can. And then once you get to that point, you just play a little bit louder, and that's your first step. So and that was noticeably louder to me. I don't know about the compressor or condenser that's in this microphone, that maybe you can't hear that got louder, but it got noticeably louder. So that's my first step. So instead of letting my mouth open, I'll do that exact same thing, and I'll just keep my mouth exactly the same. And that's that step. So all you have to do is go one step, then go two steps, and now that should be my G, because the harmonics are set up C, E, G, and the next one is B, and the next one is C. So that's three steps, so here it goes. And something else you notice when you do this is that the slots fit super tight and super accurate. And even if you have intonation issues and you're constantly trying to lip your way up and down throughout a piece, or if you're playing with a big orchestra or something and you're constantly trying to lip everything up and down, this really, really, really puts that into perspective for you, because you're not using your lips to change the pitches. Your lips are exactly the same. You're using your wind to change the pitches, and it's a lot easier to do. And there's ways to support this so that you can go higher and higher and higher, or that you can play louder and louder and louder. More steps louder equals more steps higher. And And so you need to have some sort of compression and good support from your diaphragm, I would suppose, to create enough consistency in this airstream to blow louder and louder and louder, or to blow harder and harder and harder. And then you have to keep your lips the same, so you have to develop muscles to keep your lips the same without having to chomp down on them. And then your range is going to pop right out. I mean, you'll be playing double C's in no time at all, because you have this concept in your brain, and all you have to learn is how to breathe. And breathing in is easy. Breathing out is hard. That's the thing that people mess up. You have to be very careful about how you breathe out, and all about keeping your lips the same. And you can hit any note. You keep your lips the same inside the mouthpiece, and you're going to hit any note. And there's ways that you can, keep your lips small. And I'm going to get to that in all these other videos. So this was specifically about blowing. So do that exercise. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll be your harmonic series. But not only will it be your harmonic series, but it'll also be your volume series. So that's basically an explanation of how blowing works on the trumpet, and it really has helped me put a lot of things into perspective. And it actually, when I learned this, my range increased by 2 whole steps immediately. I mean, it wasn't fantastic or anything, but it was there, and you just have to develop that so that you get better at it, because you can't do anything without practice. Just knowing these things, knowledge is power, yes, but you have to put this power into perspective by practicing it, and then you'll be able to hit any high notes. There are no restrictions on how high you can play. It's just how much you can blow and how much you can take without changing your lips. So thanks for watching, and comment, and if you have any questions about anything, please comment, and I'll make videos about it. Or if you have a specific thing that your teacher told you, or anything that don't quite understand, I'll really try to put that in perspective to you, or for you, and I'm very happy to help. Please subscribe. I'm going to be putting a lot more videos on and about practicing the trumpet. Thank you.